Hey, I'm here to get evaluated, I guess. I don't know, my doctor sent me over here. I don't know.
Okay, do you know which doctor you're here to see today?
No, he didn't tell me nothing.
Okay, what about the physician that sent you?
His name is really hard. Gum something? That's
Okay.
all I got. Let me
Um,
have a record of me in there somewhere.
no, I don't think so. Do you have an insurance card maybe?
Oh, I can see. Let's see. No. Maybe this one? It's kind of old though. I don't know.
Yeah, do you have one that's in date?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do for you, but in the meantime, will you fill this out for me?
I mean, I guess. Hi, my name's David. I was sent here for an evaluation, but referred by my doctor.
Okay, great. Do you know who you're here to see today?
I don't, but I do have HIIQR, and my doctor said everything should be on here for you.
That's perfect. That's everything that I need.
Hi, my name is Miranda Green, and I am one of the creators of HIIQR. HIIQR, otherwise known as Health Information and Insurance QR Code, is a wallet-sized card similar to today's health insurance card. With HIIQR, however, it stores up-to-date and real-time information about the patient's insurance and their health information. This means there is no waiting in the mail for a new insurance card to arrive after the old one has expired, and if there are any changes to the patient's information about their insurance status, it updates in real time with the simple scan of a card. This is what HIIQR would look like. It has the QR code and the patient's information is all ready to go. This cuts down on the guesswork between providers to know the patient's history, refill history, who their providers are, the contact information with them, labs, and everything. It helps really with the interprofessional model of healthcare and allows for the patient to be more in control of their health. The patient's health information is stored on an encrypted cloud drive that is managed by the HIIQR team. This drive is only accessible by the patient and the patient's providers whom they designate to have access. The patient can access their own health information through the patient portal on the HIIQR website. This way, they can increase their health literacy and be more informed about the decisions that are being made in their own health. We've created this technology with the hopes of making the world a better place for our patients, and it is our mission to make exceptional health outcomes a reality for our patients by addressing the healthcare in a team-based manner and providing real-time databases where all parties can play a vital role in improving the health of patients through communication and access to medical information. And this is the mission of HIIQR. Now let's take a look at our SWOT analysis for this product. Let's start off with our strengths. There is a large population of insured patients who, if they were given the option of having HIIQR, could benefit from our services. These people could experience better health outcomes due to the increased interprofessional communication, and these people would also have increased health literacy by having access to their own medical records and be well informed. There's also a huge area of convenience associated with the scannable QR code. Having it linked directly to the status of a patient's insurance information allows them to not have to wait for cards that come in the mail, and there's always a card that's ready to go. There's also a lot of room for growth with HIIQR. We can reach into many areas that we'll get into in a minute, but we think that this is just a base for a larger idea that can come from HIIQR. For weaknesses, we've identified that technology can kind of be an uphill battle when it comes to starting out in the healthcare field, having to establish scanners in all of the offices and then produce the cards, and then setting up the cloud. These are all areas that require a lot of professionals who know what they're doing and can make this as safe as possible. And then also, because so many elderly patients are on so many medications. We believe that elderly patients would be the biggest market for this just because of the amount of healthcare that they use. However, elderly patients sometimes can be less likely to accept change and are less likely to accept things that are heavily technology based. So it might be an issue getting them to adapt to the HIIQR format. Our opportunities we've identified would be almost anyone who uses insurance, and a huge population of that would be Medicare and Medicaid patients. Were we able to sell this format to the government to use for Medicare and Medicaid patients, that would be a huge market that we could reach into, as well as activity trackers like Fitbit and Apple Watches. If there was a way to link activity to the HIIQR system, this would be a way that providers could track how much exercise their patient is getting or how their heart rate is doing. Also, if we developed a messaging service with providers so that through the HIIQR patient interface, they were able to communicate with their providers whenever they needed, this would be a great opportunity for the patient. We've also identified that developing a smartphone app would take our website that patients can access even further and increase the amount of convenience that HIIQR gives to the patients. If we developed a keychain card, that would increase the convenience as well. No longer would a patient need to keep up with a card that they keep in their wallet, but if they needed it quickly at a pharmacy, they could extend it out for scanning. Another area of opportunity would be through EMS services. If someone is diabetic, or if someone has a rare blood clotting disorder, or if they're on a certain medication, if someone was to arrive at the scene of an accident, they could simply scan the HIIQR and have all of that person's health information if needed. As far as threats that we have identified, the current insurance format is not exceptionally different from the actual physical HIIQR design. The big difference is the amount of technology behind that HIIQR card, but on the face value of it just being another card to replace someone's insurance, some people might not see this as a huge leap forward like we do. There are also a number of competitors out there that already have this patient interface that we're wanting to develop. Notably, Valid Health has a system called MyChart, which allows patients to log in and view their labs and diagnoses and update their pharmacy medications they're taking, things like that, and also communicate with their healthcare provider, which is very similar to ours. However, we have the advantage of it being associated with the card that they carry with them. There are also pharmacy apps that larger chains like Walgreens and CVS I know have that patients can use to see the status updates on their medications and refill histories. That might be similar to an app that we would develop with HIIQR. So this would be another threat to that area that we want to pursue.
Hi Sharks, my name is Amber and I'm HIIQR's Chief of Finance Chair. Our company is asking you for a total loan of $950,000 at a 5.25 interest rate that'll be split up and dispersed throughout the 3 years as shown in their 3-year pro forma. So just a couple things to explain on our financial analysis. So like I already mentioned, the receivables is the loan that we're asking for each year. The first part of cash is just what the governing body already decided to put into, because all of the people who are working in HIIQR are seeing this as an investment and something that'll be paid off later, not right now in the future. So under our equipment, the $5,000 represents the computers and the development softwares, and the accounts payable accounts for the salaries of the governing body and the program developers to aid and develop in maintaining the project. So as we continue to scroll down to our income statement, a couple things to explain. The general and administrative section accounts for the building rent or salaries, the AWS software that we are investing in to make sure that all of our information is protected through HIPAA and that nobody can have access to it. So that was pretty expensive, but that is where that is accounted for. And then also our equipment. So the cost of goods sold is associated with producing the HIIQR cards and the gaining of patents needed for our product. So because you guys are doing this for us, and we realize this is an unconventional thing of asking for the loan to be split up within the 3 years, for you guys helping making our company a success, you guys will still receive a 5.25 interest of the company thereafter, because like I said, we see this as a business that can grow and definitely take off. It just takes a couple years before that, and we just want to make this to where we're able to pay you guys back, and we just need some help in terms of financials to make this business going. But we do believe that this business, based on our 3-year pro forma, will be successful within 5 years. Lastly, just to kind of explain our organizational structure, this is kind of the overall picture that we are expecting HIIQR to resemble after that 5-year mark. We realize that with time we will be needing public relations and sales coordinators and marketing and all that stuff that composes the quality council. So those salaries that you saw before are really just the governing body, myself as the chief of finance, and as we continue to grow and the larger we get is when we'll start adding in more of these people. And like I said, we don't predict our salaries at first to be very high. We're, like we said, this is an investment, and so we're hoping that you guys today can help with our proposal of $950,000 of a loan at 5.25% interest rate that'll get paid back within 5 years, and then thereafter you guys would own 5.25% of the company. Thank you.